name is Jack Nichols, and the cars are just about to head out onto the circuit to take to this Buddh International Circuit, and they have about 2 minutes to go before they head out there. And you can see an awful lot of media attention focused on these cars as they get ready to fire up the engines and head out onto the track. It's a little bit because it's 5.14 kilometers long, this Formula One circuit that was used from 2011 to 2013. Air temperature 18 degrees, track temperature 20 degrees. We're here in Greater Noida, which is just outside of New Delhi. So the order is Harry Newey quickest of anyone, then it's Narain Karthikeyan in the test car second, then it's Yuri Vips, then Felipe Drugovich, and then Joey Mawson completing the top 5. Mick Schumacher 6th, Pedro Cardoso 7th, 8th for Dylan Young, 9th for Kimi Schramm, and Yoshiaki Katayama completing the top 10. Then we've got Manuel Maldonado in 11th, Rinus VK 12th, Pavan Ravichanka is in the pits in 13th, then Ralph Aaron and Chia Wing Hoon, as we were just looking at Dylan Young there. Who is up in 8th place at the moment. A reasonable season for Dylan Young. Had a 5th place finish in the most recent race, the final race in Dubai. Now Harry Newey has just gone quickest again, a 1 minute 54.049, and Mick Schumacher goes second quickest, only 4/10 off him. So Newey quickest, Schumacher second. Is Dylan Young going to improve as he comes through? Yes, he is. He jumps up to 7th place. 7. So Harry Newey now goes quickest. We'll wait to see what everyone else has as they come across the line. Drugovich goes 3rd quickest. Ralph Aaron goes 4th quickest. Yuri Vips now jumps up into 4th. But Newey and Schumacher is 2.5 clear of the rest of the field at the moment after those first flying laps. So we see Dylan Young. A lot of the other drivers have been in there for quite a while. Dylan Young staying out there on the circuit, and he manages to improve again at 1 minute 53.611 for Dylan Young, and the Australian goes 7th. He's the quickest man yesterday, and he's done a 1 minute 54.205 here today, so that's a very quick time from Mick Schumacher. Harry Newey is 0.7 of a second slower than Schumacher, so it's Schumacher quickest at the moment, then Harry Newey in second. Dylan Young there in car number 3 has gone up into 3rd place, although he has just been deposed by Yuri Vips, the Estonian, but it is Mick Schumacher who is the quickest at the moment, 0.7 quicker than Harry Newey. As we see Dylan Young, the 27-year-old from Australia, making his way down the back straight. The car behind him on circuit is Harry Newey, as they head down towards the hairpin right-hander, one of the best overtaking zones on the circuit. And Dylan Young turns into that right-hander and then starts to drop down the hill. So Schumacher quickest, then Newey, then Aaron, then Vips. Pedro Cardoso is 5th quickest, then Dylan Young, Joey Mawson, Rinus VK, Kimi Schramm and Chia Wing Hoon are the 10 drivers to have set a lap time so far. Yoshiaki Katayama, Manuel Maldonado are both in the pits, so they've done an out lap and then come straight back in to presumably change something with the car, and Pavan Ravichanka is out there as well. Those are our 14 drivers we've got competing in the championship, plus Narain Karthikeyan, who is out there in the test car and is currently quickest of anyone, 4/10 quicker than Schumacher, but as I say, he won't start on pole position. If he does take pole position, it will be Mick Schumacher if the order were to finish like this. And we've got 24 minutes to go as Dylan Young makes his way now down towards the final turn. As I mentioned, in his 5th MRF Challenge campaign, a former BMW Pacific racer, and he's had a good season actually. Finished 5th in the last race in Dubai, did Dylan Young, and he's just gone, well, he briefly went 2nd quickest. Well, he briefly went quickest of anyone, but then Harry Newey has now gone quicker there. In car number 4, he's done a 1 minute 52.540, so he is now the quickest of anyone. Mick Schumacher made a mistake on that last lap, and as a result is dropping down the order a little bit. So it's Harry Newey there, number 4. The 18-year-old from London who gets very, very out of shape on the exit of turn 3. But he is quickest. Yuri Vips 2nd, Dylan Young 3rd. 4th is... Oh, and in the wall. That's Dylan Young. He's lost it at turn 5 and is now backwards in the wall, and he's gone in reasonably heavily, I think, into the Tech Pro barriers there. Mick Schumacher is still going. We'll have to wait and see whether this brings out a red flag or just a yellow while they recover that car. Schumacher is in the closing stages of the lap, and he decides to come into the pits as well. Now here's what happened. Oh, just the back end getting away from Dylan Young, and he's gone in sideways. Actually, he has gone in very hard, hasn't he? That is going to damage the car, and that actually could put him under threat for the first race, because and the red flag is out. Red flag is out. That is the pausing of this qualifying session. The clock has been stopped with 20 minutes to go. Not really what we needed with the delays from the fog already this morning. We're now going to have a delay with a red flag as they try and get Dylan Young, who just limps away. Unsurprisingly, took a bit of a hit on the right ankle there, but you can see he's actually done quite a lot of damage to that car, and that is going to be a real challenge for them to fix it before the race later on, because we've only got 2 more qualifying sessions for the VW Ventos and then the Formula 1600s before we get underway. So a real shame to see Dylan Young, the 27-year-old Australian, in his 5th MRF Challenge campaign, limping away from the car. Good to see him walking away, of course, but not nice to see him in the wall. On pole position, then Dylan Young. Actually, at full speed, that's a pretty quick impact, isn't it? Into the barriers for Dylan Young. Real frustration for him. That brought out the red flag, but he will still start in 9th place on the grid. After the red flag, everybody put on a new set of tyres. Also good news, actually, is that Dylan Young is out in the number 3 car, right at the back of the field, but he had a pretty heavy crash in qualifying earlier on today, and as a result had to miss the first the first race. Fortunately, they've managed to get that car fixed, and he is out there at the back of the grid. And there is Dylan Young, back out after his qualifying crash, which is, as I say, excellent news. We've managed to sponsor it all up again, haven't they? So very, very good work from the MRF guys as they weave their way down the back straight. Mawson kicking up a little bit of dust. Harry Newey's now finally managed to get, and that's Dylan Young out of the race on the run up towards turn 3, I think. Let's see what happened coming out. Okay, so something's broken on the car there by the looks of things, because he just had to slow down, didn't he, coming out of that corner, and that's a real shame, because he's had a miserable day, Dylan Young, after starting really quickly in qualifying. He was up within, I think it was in the top 3, he went quickest at one point, but then he crashed in qualifying, had to miss the first race, and is now out of this race. Only 0.4 of a second behind the Australian. Side-by-side action further back, 2x2 almost, as Dylan Young makes a move with Ralph Aaron. Rabin Ravichanka's just got past Katayama. Ralph Aaron is out onto the runoff area. Dylan Young is going to hold that place now, and that is 8th position. Opportunity. Don't think he's quite close enough. Dylan Young up in front in that number 3 car in 9th place, but this is the battle over the final points paying position. Ralph Aaron on pole position on the right hand side. Harry Newey alongside him, Mick Schumacher and Joey Mawson on the second row as the lights go out. Good start this time by Newey. Is he going to be close enough to take the lead? I think he is. Into the lead of the race goes Harry Newey on the inside, down into the first corner. Joey Mawson's got past Schumacher as well. So Schumacher drops back from third down to fourth, and he's going to try and attack Mawson. Mawson chops him off and says, no way, you're coming through there. Come down still the back straight. He's got a really good run as Schumacher. Can he get it done on the brakes around the outside? This is Mawson in second place. Third then for Joey Mawson. Cardoso is in sixth place ahead of Schramm, Dylan Young, Yoshi Katayama and Rinus VK completing the top 10. And then Manuel Maldonado. The green flags wave now, and the racing is back underway here at the Buddh International Circuit. And in fact, Mawson is under pressure from Schumacher behind, so a really good restart in the end from Harry Newey. 8/10 of a second clear of Ralph Aaron in second place. Joey Mawson in third, Mick Schumacher in fourth, in fifth Felipe Drugovich, sixth Pedro Cardoso, seventh Kimi Schramm, eighth Dylan Young, ninth Yoshi Katayama and 10th Rinus VK. For the Australians campaign, I'm sure that right rear suspension is in a little bit of trouble. We'll keep an eye out on it as he heads down the back straight, see if it is all still working correctly. And, well, what drama that is. We'll have a look at that again, no doubt, in a couple of moments' time.